Well, peace, 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 everybody. Glory to the Most High, always, right? Always. For those of you who are in tune, you'll see this at a different level than fear. There's no fear here, okay? Zero. So this is called Devils on the Run Tour. No coincidence. Oh, God, let's see. We have the stuff going on with Pope Leo. A lot of things coming out with that. Call it conspiracy. It's not, but whatever. All right, so we have Annabelle the doll that's on tour, because that's really smart to do. And I almost can feel Ed Warren rolling over in his grave, because they had that locked away for a reason, and that was blessed weekly. Weekly, it was blessed. Still is blessed every week. So let's take it on tour, right? And I said, pay attention to the weather, because the weather's connected. This is energy. We're not talking about just this conduit doll. We're talking about the energy attached to it, right? That it needs to be blessed every week. So Devils on the Run began this month in May, and I've been paying attention to the weather, and of course with everything else that's going on, there's no coincidence. There's energy attached to this, and you can think it's a forest. Then this isn't going to be for you. This is a way bigger picture going on here. It is connected. And I feel and sense that there's probably a lot of activity going on around these haunted items, right? Along with a lot of other things. But I'm just going to focus on the haunted items right now. It's connected to these storms that are happening as well. And there's also going to be other energies to protect, right? Divinity is always going to protect. Kind of a weird name. Devils on the Run. Like, what are you doing, Tony? What are you doing? You know, I mean, that's just weird. Anyway, this is where it's been going through. Now, we know we have been having storms in Texas and Louisiana and Kentucky, Pennsylvania. So I just wanted to do just a little quick video of, supernatural is very real. And it is connected to what we call weather. They only renamed it weather. All right, it's not just this manufactured. Clearly, we know that can happen. It's connected to the esoteric field. Remember, they opened 5 portals. They never closed it, and now we have a Devils on the Run tour. I mean, it just makes me wonder what this gentleman's thinking. Like, I remember back in might have been 2019. There was an investigator that I knew of that it was his first Paracon. He put it together. It was a great success. And Tony brought out Annabelle. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? And that was the big draw. Oh, the Annabelle doll. So many people are novice. You don't have to be a novice either. It doesn't matter who you are. This is energy. It's attached to this. It's evil. Evil. It's evil. Like, there's no bones about it. It's fucking evil. Why would you ever expose that to novice people? Novice, not novice, anybody. That's why Ed and Lorraine had this museum put together. And their stuff was blessed once a week. It was they knew the seriousness of it. So to bring this stuff out, you're giving it more energy, and I'm just not understanding. I'm really not, because I'm not new to this. I'm not. And I have been in the company of these people who are connected to Tony and the Warrens. And I personally never met. That would have been one of many dreams come true, to meet Ed and Lorraine Warren. But I know of those who have. And I just, Ed was very stickler on this Annabelle doll, that the devil was attached to it. I've shared video on his son-in-law, who is the one who oversees this. And, you have some people out there, and everyone's allowed to obviously believe what they want, but it is not conspiracy. The weather they call weather, is absolutely connected to the paranormal supernatural. It is all to even try to debunk that is ridiculous, and then say you're a paranormal investigator. Like, you're a hypocrite. You're talking out both sides of your mouth. because you're using all this equipment on an investigation that the weather emanates for this energy. It's supernatural. That's why all these air quote movies, the horror movies and stuff, it's always a rainstorm, always a thunderstorm, a lightning storm, a full moon. It's for a reason, because it's paranormal energy. It's electromagnetic field energy. That's why, like, I know what I'm not all knowing, but I do know what I'm talking about. And that's why I say with the stuff that's coming through our realm, in these is that a word, plasmoid entities that are connecting into over the cities, over the waters that are coming up that are showing the video, like, that's alive. It's alive. It's paranormal. It's supernatural. There are things in our world now that are just making home. It's the phantom layer, if you will. And then you're going to label it devils on the run. Are you kidding me? Like, so this is not a coincidence. This is not a conspiracy theorist. This is absolutely connected to a lot of things that are going on. And yeah, I do wonder what Ed Warren would think of that, because he was a real stickler on that doll not leaving that museum. And he was, from what I understand, from reputable folk and himself, hearing interviews that he's done, that doll is no joke, and it's not to leave the museum, and it's blessed every week. So I don't know what Tony's thinking, but I'm paying attention to the weather with this doll, and I posted that, like, Louisiana Sky. She's a friend of mine. She clearly lives in Louisiana. And I said, pay attention. When I heard about this, to pay attention to the weather. And she always does anyway, but just, pay a little extra attention to the high strangeness that, one may notice. Not everyone's going to notice this stuff, because a lot of people are just, I don't know, oblivious or whatever. But folks like me and others, we're aware. We're aware. We've always been aware. We've always had this heightened awareness of things, such as this. So, yeah, I don't know what this guy's thinking. I really don't know, but it's connected to Pope Leo. It really is. Whether he understands or not is, I don't know, but it is connected to everything that's going on. It's connected to the 5 portals that were opened, that we know that Pope Francis opened, and now he's not here anymore, and he was the sacrifice, and now we have this Pope Leo, that's another, it's a prophetic ring to what's going on right now. And it is. So, and this is no coincidence. Especially if you understand that Ed was very adamant of that doll never leaving that museum. That's why they created the museum, for these things to be placed in a secured, location for the most part, and blessed once a week. I don't know, heck, maybe even blessed once a day for all we know. But that's, they took it very serious. And I'm not saying that Tony isn't, but I'm questioning it, like, what are you doing? And I don't know Tony personally, but it's like, dude, what are you doing? And I understand that there's haunted museums and the traveling museum, and I get it, and much respect, like, seriously, much respect. But at some point, you got to ask yourself, like, do you understand that you're affecting the area that you're bringing this haunted object to? You're affecting those, maybe you do, and this is why you do it. You're affecting those that may come in contact with it. Thank you for that validation. There's such responsibility with this stuff. It's not even funny. But yeah, I just wanted to share this real quick, 9 minutes quick, of these states, and pay attention to the weather, pay attention to uptick in, I don't know, even criminal activity, violence. It feeds it. It's energy. It's esoteric. It's not contained. Besides the blessing, it's not contained. And I don't know, I feel like something can be released if you're moving it all around and shit. Like, what are you thinking? So, peace, love, and light. One to grow on. Pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. Not saying that you don't, but this is some tricky times. Peace out.